Welcome, my friends, to 21 Program Manager Interview Questions. This is prepared for students going through my program, the Program Manager Coaching. This should give you a good idea of what you can expect in standard Program Manager interviews. The idea is for you to hit the pause button, think about what I've asked, and answer first before listening to what I have to say. Are you ready? Let's go to the very first question. This is from the area of business acumen and strategic thinking. Given the diverse stakeholders involved in this role, how would you prioritize their needs and align the program to achieve overall growth and engagement goals? Please hit the pause button for more time, give it some thought, craft an answer first before listening to what I have to say in a few seconds. All right, I hope you crafted an answer and you hit the pause button. Now, what I would do based on past experience is to first start off conducting a thorough stakeholder analysis right from the get-go to understand each group's unique requirements. Once we are done with the chartering and the understanding of the program, the next step will be prioritizing based on impact, urgency, risk, and other factors such as the cost of delay. I would then align the enablement program to address common needs first, and then tailor components to specific stakeholder groups, ensuring overall growth and engagement goals are met. But it has to start off with a deep understanding of the program, and building on that great stakeholder analysis to understand the unique requirements before juxtaposing them using scoring models, looking at the different variables, the cost of delay, weighted shortest job first, value, benefits, impact, and urgency. Those are things I would expect you to have in an answer that you give to an interviewer. Let's go to number two. Number two, still in business acumen and strategic thinking, you discover a potential budget constraint while building the training program. How would you adapt your approach to ensure program effectiveness while adhering to financial limitations? Take some time to think about the answer, and then I'll share mine. So you can apply this to any program. You do remember from program management that the training and the transitioning of whatever you've built, whether it's technology, whether it's business, whether it's a process reengineering thing, you do need to know how to navigate the area of training. That comes up in all programs for the most part, okay? So do you have an answer? Okay. So for me, it starts off, first of all, as a professional program manager. You want to ensure that you have a deep understanding of not only the scope and the schedule, but also the budget. And I mean understanding the budget assigned to each arms of your program. So that starts off by you having a solid budgetary system in place for all the projects within the program. Then I would revisit the program scope. I would identify those essential components, those that are absolute musts, those that are nice to haves. I would have a more Moscow mentality of must have, should have, could have, and would like. And through my sifting through the scope, I would then have a better idea of potential cost-saving measures. For example, on a program I was on, we realized that we did not have the budget to use an external contractor to do the training program. So what I did was look for ways we could minimize the cost and do it all in-house and use our experts in-house to train the program. So a program manager also needs to be open to scope modifications where the budget becomes short. Also, collaboration with stakeholders and exploring alternative resources or delivery methods is key. You may not always have an in-house expert or experts who can take on a training program, but it's worth trying and looking for similar alternatives. The focus needs to be on maintaining program effectiveness while adhering to financial limitations. A recruiter, a hiring manager, an interviewer is likely to be more forgiving if you attempt to solve a problem than if you attempt to ask for more money, requesting additional funds. Even though that might have been an option, in this question, it is not an option because there's a budget constraint. Let's go to our next question. Still in business acumen and strategic thinking. Our community-powered growth initiatives are evolving rapidly. Describe an agile framework you would implement to keep the program relevant and adaptable to ongoing changes. Now, I know some of you might want to see the entire job description, but this is intentional to keep you off balance, hungry, and looking for answers. This is to train you to be resilient in the interview. So I don't want to give you any further information about this program opportunity. I want you to come up with solutions based on the limited information. This will help you think on your feet and it will prepare you effectively for the interview. So take a few moments, think about it, let me know what your answer is after I tell you what I am thinking. All right. Implementing a dynamic framework, an agile framework, involves regular assessments. It involves regular feedback loops because this question is talking about an agile framework to implement to keep program relevant, to keep the program relevant and adaptable. And honestly, the changeability factor in programs, most cases you find it to be humans and then technology, not the other way around. It is what do humans change towards? What do they become? What do they envisage? What do they want? So for the implementation of an adaptable framework, you need to be thinking, first of all, agilely. You need to be thinking about the Agile Manifesto values as a base. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Is that happening at the level it's required? If it is, then the chances of whatever you do process-wise working is highly increased. If the individuals and the interactions is at a minimum, an all-time low, then you're likely to fail. So in my answer, I would say that an adaptable framework for this growth initiative, this program, it would have to include human interaction, regular assessments, regular feedback loops, and staying informed about industry trends, stakeholder evolving preferences. You would also need to be aware of metrics of relevance that show you when there's a change in the tide, metrics in the marketplace, metrics from surveys and things such as that. And I would proactively adjust the enablement strategy, the enablement program, the technology program, the engineering program, whatever it is, I would change it to align with the evolving community-powered growth initiatives. I would modify the program as given the permission to, as collaborating with the stakeholders towards whatever changes are happening in the marketplace, whatever changes are happening to humans, equipment, materials, supplies, technology, and all those other variables. I would modify the program accordingly. But there has to be something known in business as boundary spanning, which means the program manager should always be spanning the boundaries, scanning what is happening not only within the program but outside the program, being aware of how technology is changing, human opinion is changing, and so on. All right, let's go on to question 4. Can you analyze past community engagement metrics and propose strategic improvements to be incorporated into the training program? So this question is again putting you into a situation where you're a program manager and it's asking you pretty much, how would you analyze past community engagement metrics? Take some time, craft an answer. I want you to feel uncomfortable. This is training you on how to think in little time with little options. Go. All right. So you could answer it like this. I would analyze past engagement metrics to identify patterns and trends. Strategic improvements could include personalized learning path, interactive content, or incorporating social learning elements. Feedback that I have experienced in the past include things such as suggesting more communal interface points where learners can interact with one another. It has also included the request for scenarios. But in each unique situation, the program manager should be ready to analyze the metrics that matter, not in isolation, but with a team to get a broad array of ideas. I believe that every program manager should include a selection of project managers working on the program for opinions and ideas. This boils down to continuous feedback loops with community members, with key stakeholders. And this would be integral to refining and enhancing the training program. Okay. Are you ready for the final one for today? Because we've done 4. We're going to do a 5th one, and then we have 16 left over the course of weeks to come. So if you're just joining this channel for the first time, hit the like button. I want you to subscribe. I want you to keep coming back for more and more experience on how to navigate these questions. While some of these questions to you might be very difficult and far out, these are not far out for standard program manager interviews and advanced program manager interviews. If nothing else, you will learn the lingo, you'll learn the composure, you'll learn the delivery, and you better be able to state your case, your ideas, and your cause when you are in a program manager interview. All right, let's go to the final one, number 5. Still on business acumen and strategic thinking, this is our final one. Imagine a competitor's community program achieving notable success. How would you assess their approach and potentially integrate beneficial elements into our enablement strategy? Give it some time. Let me know what you're thinking. Okay, so just to explain it in context, the question is asking, a competitor has an equally formidable solution. What would you do to integrate beneficial elements into yours? It is really trying to see if you have the competitive streak, the improvement streak, the business acumen and strategic thinking streak, which looks at what the competitor is doing and saying, we're going to do it better. We're going to improve. We're going to take it to a whole new level kind of thing. All right. So have you answered it? I would answer it like this. I would conduct an end-to-end analysis of the competitor's program ethically by identifying successful elements. I would use opinions, surveys, public domain information to effectively scour what the customer is doing across the board, understand it, and then I would bring these elements back into the firm. I would share these with my wider team, my inner circle of project managers, and I would integrate these elements into our strategy. And I would also engage the stakeholders in aligning these with our unique goals. I would have a discussion and a conversation. I would have a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis with the wider body of stakeholders. I would have a benefits and concerns approach to this to understand what people are thinking, what are any concerns in implementing some of these elements, and ultimately I would adapt them to our organizational culture, ensuring a seamless fit with our overall program strategy. The summary is, I would not take it lying down. I would do something about it to get the best of both worlds, the customer's world, the competitor's world, our world, merge them together, get the best of them all, and optimize. So one of the things about program management is not just the strategy, and it's not just the implementation, it's the optimization. It's ensuring that you're taking it to the best level it can be, and then you're sustaining those ideas and those initiatives. Sometimes programs are successfully implemented, but the sustaining and the optimization is missing. So I'll ensure those don't fall through the cracks. All right, my friends, you are at the very end of our first in a series of episodes. We're just on question 5, and we have 16 questions to go. But I need you to help me, show me that you want more of this content. I need you to help motivate and inspire me. Yes, even the trainer and the coach needs inspiration. I need engagement. I need to know which interviews have you been for. Some of you have been very good with this in getting back to me and saying, Phil, I went for that interview. Thank you. You helped me kill it. I appreciate that. But I want to hear from you more. I want to hear from you. How is your job currently going as a program or project manager, project coordinator? What are you looking to learn more of on this channel? And how can I help you get to your definite chief aim? For some of you, it's just signing up for my program manager coaching program. Just send an email to support@praizion.com. And if you want to know more about this program and how I help program managers over a period of 8 weeks, just send the email, support@praizion.com, or just send an email to projectleadershipinstitute@gmail.com. All right, thank you all very much. I wish you all the very best. Take care and see you in the next one.